Hi everyone, so today I'm back with another video. We'll be focusing on the brand Glossier, and I'm just reporting to you from my bathroom just because I wanted to change up the background a little bit. So just starting off this whole video, I'm going to be doing things ranging from skincare to makeup, so if you guys enjoy that kind of thing then just stick around. So yeah, in the month of November I've been using the Glossier serums, and as you can see I have one in my hand. I purchased the pack of 3. It comes with these 3 dropper bottles. It comes with the Super Pure Serum, the Super Glow Serum, as well as the Super Bounce Serum. So today I'll just be showing you how I prepare my skin before I apply makeup. So basically what I do is I just drop a few of the products that I'll be using into my hand. I tend to apply it one by one. This is the Super Bounce Serum. I don't put that much. I just rub it into my hand and pat it into my face. And yeah, that's basically all I do. As you can see, I do have quite a bit of acne scarring, so the products that I put on my face is really quite gentle on the skin, and it's nothing that will cause me to break out. So I guess starting out with a primer, I'll be using their Priming Moisturizer Buildable Hydrating Cream. It looks like that. And it's just like a standard hand cream size tube. Oh, that was a lot of product that just came out, so do be careful when you squeeze it out. As I apply it on my skin, I'm not sure if you guys can see, it's really sheeny and it just provides like an instant dousing of hydration on top of those serums. It's super liquidy and it just melts into like this water-like consistency once you rub it into your face. Okay, so once that's done, I generally put my face base on, which is like foundation or something like that, but Glossier has this really iconic or even hyped up product called the Perfecting Skin Tint. It looks like that in this dropper-like bottle, and I heard that it's really lightweight and almost negligible coverage, so I might use this as a tinted primer, if that makes sense, on top of the primer. But as you can see, I have a bit of acne scarring, so I have a feeling that this wouldn't be enough coverage. So I just applied the skin tint on half my face. As you can see on this side, what it did was to just give my skin a little bit of tint, as the product mentions, but you can see my acne spots coming through and they are not neutralized in redness, nor did they give it any coverage. So I wouldn't even call it a light coverage, it's just a tint of color. But I don't hate the way my skin looks. I think that its imperfections just make it look really raw and natural. So I think this is the kind of product that someone who hates foundation would love, because it just gives your skin a good neutralization without adding anything, but at the same time it makes me wonder, if you're going to put something on your face, why would you even bother putting something that doesn't give coverage, because you might as well just apply a solid and good formulated foundation, since you're going to put product on your face. But yeah, this is with the product and this is without, so pretty much no difference there, so that's kind of disappointing, but I'm just going to apply the product all over my face. Okay, so I applied it on both sides and my skin is looking super dewy at this point. But moving on to their stretch concealer, I got the shade medium as well. So as you can see, it's just in this pot. I've heard really good things about it being the thing that actually adds coverage to this whole look, so I'm really having super high hopes for it. So this is half my face with the concealer, and as you can see, it did a lot for the skin. But similarly, these areas where I have discoloration of a little bit of reddy purpley undertones, that really didn't cover it, just because it isn't a color corrector, so you might need to put something underneath. But coverage wise, I would say it's not super opaque, but it's decent enough to make the whole look really polished and also just put together. So this is with the concealer and this is without, so the under eye circles have been neutralized significantly. Alright, so I just brought you really close to my brows just so that we can try this Boy Brow product from Glossier. I heard it's kind of like a liquid pomade, so it adds volume as well as tint to the eyebrows, so you don't necessarily need a eyebrow pencil. So this is how it looks with its small little brush. So this is how it looks with the Boy Brow Pomade, and this is my brows without. So it really did a whole lot. It gave it a lot of texture, and I tried to drag a bit of the product onto the skin so that I can get a bit of a arc, and you know, because I didn't trim my brows, so I want to define the actual shape of it. I would say that this formulation is really liquidy, so it's nothing that has fibers or anything like that. It's an actual thickening liquid, so that's the difference. So before I move on to the next product in terms of its actual function, I just thought that I might use it for the eyes. These are called the Glossier Haloscopes. So they're in this tube where they have a hydrating core center, as well as, you know, they're kind of like surrounded by the actual highlighting product. So I'm just going to apply it onto the eyes. So that's a really beautiful bronzy topaz color. Just gives the eyes a very nice wash of color as well as shimmer. The formulation is really quite slippy, so this will definitely crease. I will have to put some sort of eyeshadow on top so that it lasts throughout the day, but I think its color is super beautiful and it just gives monolids and Asian eyes a bit of definition. Okay, so that's how my eyes look. It's just a very simple wash of shimmer. My whole skin is looking really dewy, so I'll set that with powder a little later, but I'm just going to apply all the cream products first. So moving on to this Haloscope in the shade Quartz. It's a little more muted, so it will suit my skin tone a little better. So it's pretty pigmented and it's really hydrating, so it's not, I'm not too sure how I feel about it, but it does show up on camera even though everything's really dewy and highlighted, but I'm just gonna apply it like that. So it does show up a little bit. It doesn't fully take my breath away, but it's pretty hydrating, and I guess this is a product more for people with dry and flaky bits and struggle to find a hydrating kind of a cream highlight. But yeah, that's how it looks. As usual, this is how everything looks like with a little bit of shine. So I'm just gonna set it with powder. And yeah, it just maintains the natural radiance of the skin and everything's looking really good. I'm just going to put a little bit of the Haloscope on top of the powder, so perhaps it will show up a little more. Okay, so I'm back with a little bit of blush. I just applied, you know, some of my cream blush because everything is quite, you know, lightweight and dewy. So if you want to know the products I'll use, I'll leave it down below, or you can ask me in the comments below. I'll definitely tell you what I use. But going on to this Generation G lipstick, I assume, and this is in the shade Like. I think it's supposed to be some sort of a staining product, so we'll just see how this applies. So as you can see, it's pretty interesting a texture. It's not super pigmented in terms of like a full-on matte lipstick, but I think the way they describe it is really accurate, being something like a cross between a tinted lip balm as well as a lip stain, just because it feels like a tint as well. So yeah, I'm really liking everything so far. I'm not sure what you guys think, but yeah, my skin doesn't look that bad, surprisingly, with that minimal coverage. So that's quite a breath of fresh air that you don't need to apply so much product in terms of a lot of foundation on your face. You can just use some sort of tint. But yeah, it's looking like that. It feels like I'm wearing makeup, so that's one thing to note, but that's the final look. Okay, so that's how my whole face looks like, and I'm quite enjoying this. It actually feels really naturally enhanced and nothing too done up. So yeah, and this can be achieved by anyone, trust me, it's super easy. I basically use my hands for most of the products, and yeah, I think Glossier is really interesting. In my perspective, I feel like it's quite an indie brand, so it's not something that people can easily get your hands on, but it's an expanding brand. So as I mentioned, everything's looking pretty good. If I look presentable and I feel confident, I can't say any bad things about the brand. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Rounding this video up, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe and recommend this video to friends and family that might be interested in a certain brand or be interested in beauty in general. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!